Hi, second grade. It's Mrs. Kessler. I wanted to review with you a few things that I'm noticing on some math papers that a few friends might want to double check to make sure they're doing it correctly. The first one is a story problem like we have for number 1 a lot of times on our math homework papers. It might be something like this. There were 12 crayons in a box. Sue had 2 boxes of crayons. How many crayons did she have altogether? So the first thing I would do is find my question. How many crayons? So we like to underline our question. And we can even loop our label word so we know what we're looking for. We're going to be looking for crayons. So I'm going to draw. There were 12 crayons in a box, and she has 2 boxes. So I'm going to draw 2 boxes. There's 1 box, 2 boxes, and there's 12 crayons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Barely got them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so I needed 12 crayons in a box, and that there were 2 boxes. Okay, well, crayons is my label word. So when I go to write my number sentence, if you remember, the first number is not going to be the one with the label. So crayons, this one's boxes. Crayons is what I need. This one says crayons. So I'm going to put 2, and I'm not going to write a label, boxes. And then I'm going to put groups of, or times, 12 crayons, because crayons is my label word. So I'm going to write 12 crayons equals, and if I counted them all up, that would be 24 crayons. So some of you are leaving your labels off, and I wanted to re-show you how to do your labels. So your first number will not be a label. Your second number will have a label, and it'll be the same label as the one that you're supposed to find for your final answer. Okay, and then we can go down here for our final answer and put 24 crayons. You must have a label here, here, and here, and it has to be the label from your question. So you'll have to go back up and see which one of these 2 numbers has to be first that's not going to get a label, and which number is going to be second that will have the same label that it's asking about. Okay, so hopefully that'll help you when you get to your story problems on all of your homework papers. All right, then another thing that I noticed was kind of tricky was making sure we're understanding parallel and perpendicular lines. So this one says trace parallel lines in this shape. So it's a rectangle, and there are 2 sets of parallel lines, but I only need to trace 1 set of parallel lines. So I'm going to pick this one and this one. So I just have to trace 2 lines like that. So if you have a question like this, you're just going to trace 2 lines that are parallel. And if you remember, parallel has a double L in here, and those 2 lines are parallel, so that reminds us that we're tracing things that are parallel. Now I could have traced the top and the bottom instead if I wanted it to be the top and the bottom for parallel, but I chose to do the right and the left side. Okay, so that's parallel. Now let's look down here. Trace a set of perpendicular lines on this shape. So remember, perpendicular means that they have to intersect and have a right angle. So I'm going to trace this line and this line, but when I'm finished tracing, I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to prove that it's perpendicular by drawing a little box in the corner. And you can always check yourself. Let me get another piece of paper. I'm going to check and see if I'm right by taking a piece of paper and lining it up inside. And remember, if you line it up inside and it touches the top and the bottom, then that's a perpendicular line. But I have to prove it's perpendicular by putting the right angle symbol in there. So please don't forget to put your right angle symbol in when you're doing perpendicular lines. All right. See you later.